Stoners, to another sparkling ToddCast. Hey, people ask me all the time, how did you get into winemaking? Well, I tell them first it starts with a deep-seated hatred for your corporate job. Throw in a divorce, and hey, you're ready for a change of career. So, what did I want to do? Since I was making wine at home, I thought, hey, this might be a fun career to get into. But I didn't have any experience. So, I decided to volunteer at a local winery to see if I would like to do it or not. And I remember asking the winemaker on my very first day of the job, I said, hey, what do you think I should do? Should I go back to college or should I be an apprentice for a while? And he said, well, the first job I'm going to give you is to wash out these bins. And as soon as you're done washing out these bins, I will tell you what I think you ought to do. See, the winemaker himself had been making wine for about 25 years and had a degree from Fresno State in enology. So little did I realize that washing bins was going to take about a week to do. You have to wash these things like 5 times. As you can see here, these are picking bins, which hold about a half ton of grapes. They need to be sanitized completely because, well, they're holding your food. They're holding your grapes, which will eventually be wine. So you first start out by rinsing out all the old dirt, and you find all kinds of lovely things in here, like mice and dead birds, and God only knows what's been climbing in there for the last year. So you spray all that out first, and then you put in some caustic soda, which pretty much burns through anything living inside, including yourself. That's why I'm wearing the gloves here. Then after that, you rinse that out. Then after that, you have to put in some citric acid to neutralize the caustic soda. Then you have to rinse that out. And then you stack them and put them away. Well, this took me about all week to do. And after I was done scrubbing all these bins, I was so excited, I said, hey, Chuck, what do you think I ought to do? Should I go back to school or should I, just apprentice and hang out here? He said, well, you could go back to school. You could go to UC Davis or Fresno or even Cal Poly now. What's that going to take you? 2-3 years? What's that going to cost you? $50,000, $60,000, $70,000? And as soon as you get that degree, you're going to come back here all smiling with your nice wet diploma, and you're going to say, hey, look, Chuck, I've got a degree in enology. And I'll say, hey, that's nice, Todd. Go wash out those bins. You don't know anything about winemaking. But if you stay here, I'll teach you what I know. It'll take you about 4 or 5 years, but you'll learn a lot by doing on the job. So that's exactly what I did. I hung out assisting Chuck every harvest from about 2002 to about 2007 and learned a lot. I got to learn what happens when the press breaks when you have 10 tons of Chardonnay sitting on the dock. I learned how to jump out of the way when a hydraulic lifter for the bin dumper falls and nearly hits you on the head. These are not things that you would learn in a textbook. I learned later. So with that, I'm happy to say that I felt like I learned enough and was taught enough by Chuck, and he was nice enough to let me make some barrels at his winery to help me get my winery started, that I was able to, go ahead and start my own winery. So what's really great about having your own winery is that just when you think that you're done cleaning bins and equipment and all that all you get to do is the nice romantic bit of making and blending wine, you learn that you still have to clean bins. As a matter of fact, winemaking is more or less a glorified janitorial job. So with that, here we are, probably 6-7 years into the career now. And what am I doing? The exact same thing that I did on my very first day on the job. So if you want to be a winemaker, I would suggest that you learn how to use a brush, learn how to use caustic soda, citric acid, and do so without burning yourself. And I think you're off to a good start. The rest is gravy. If you can get through this, you can do it all. Well, that's it for today's ToddCast. Thanks again for watching. And until next time, cheers to you.